Wednesday night, we know what that means. AEW Dynamite is tomorrow night. We got a few things to look forward to, but no bigger thing, I think, than a possible reunion of the Bullet Club. So for those who didn't see last week's show, the Young Bucks were teaming up with Jon Moxley to take on Kenny Omega and Doc Gallows, as well as Karl Anderson. They proceeded to turn on him in the match, kicking him in the face with super kicks, showing their loyalty and allegiance to one Kenny Omega, the AEW World Champion. And man, so the Young Bucks now are heels. They were very tweeners for a long time. They actually showed earlier past few weeks they were not loyal to Kenny Omega. They were showing that they were not digging what he was doing. They were not liking his antics as of late. They weren't liking the way he's carried himself. But this week they made it very clear that they are with Kenny Omega, and now we've seen potentially the reunion with Karl Anderson, with Doc Gallows, with the Young Bucks, a lot of the OG members of the Bullet Club. So, what do we think of this? What do you think of the Bullet Club potentially being in AEW? Because even, Excalibur said it at the end of last week's show that we're seeing the reunion of the Bullet Club. Mm-hmm. What do you think of this potentially? The reunion of the Bullet Club, this version in AEW?
Well, you remember WWE tried to do a mini version of it with AJ Styles and
the OC, baby.
OC, yeah, who is a Gallows, and they had potential to do it with Finn as well, but they didn't include him. But this feels more organic. This feels, it feels right. I like it. I do like it. I think it's entertaining as hell, and it also gives us another preview of the Bucks that we saw right before they won the championship. They did like you said, a tiny heel turn, because like you said, they've been tweeners for a while when they were fighting FTR, and it was super kicking announcers and beating up random people and things like that. But I liked the Bucks in a heel aspect. I liked Bullet Club. I did, especially when Cody Rhodes was a member of it. I loved Bullet Club. But it makes me wonder, like, how many teams are they going to bring back? You know what I mean? in AEW, like, it's getting a little sad, it seems like.
We'll talk about the teams in a minute, but I think one important thing to note, though, Tama Tonga, I think, gave an interview a few weeks back where he talked about, this version of the Bullet Club potentially in AEW.
Right.
And for those who don't know, Tama Tonga was like another original founder of the Bullet Club in Japan. Yeah. There's talks that this could potentially lead to a crossover, which could be fun, because that door, that invisible door that was between AEW and Japan is kind of opened, and you saw Kenta in AEW a few weeks back, so we're seeing that door open. But what he said was, look, Gallows and Anderson and the Young Bucks aside, like all the rest of these guys, they're not the Bullet Club. They're the elite. And he's talking about Cody. He's talking about Hangman Adam Page. He's talking about Kenny Omega. So, and I think there is a conversation to be had, because he basically said that the Bullet Club, or the elite essentially is just a parody of the Bullet Club.
Absolutely.
And I think in many ways it's absolutely right. And that's why I also think calling them the Bullet Club, unless you're going to do a storyline where the actual Bullet Club from Japan comes out and maybe fights them off and do like something with that, which I would like to see that. Yeah. Unless you do that, I think it's misguided. It's misguided to call them the Bullet Club. Hint at it, but at the same time, I don't know if fans are going to actually take it seriously. Even though Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, the Gallows, and Anderson are there, again, he's kind of correct when he's saying like Kenny Omega is part of the elite. Cody Rhodes, part of the elite. Hangman Adam Page, even though they're not part of the storyline, they're the elite, because that's what they've marketed themselves as. That's literally what they named the company. Like, they're not Bullet Club. No. And I think that's worth saying. That's worth thinking about when we're talking about this. So would I like to see this if they're doing like, a build up to a storyline with the Bullet Club? I want to see Tama Tonga and Bad Luck Fale in AEW like beating up this version of the Bullet. I would love to see that.
I love
That's like they are. Oh my god. Look, I know they do amazing work in Japan, but man, they would mega like they have money written all over them. Those guys are. I know they're kind of like the muscle of the Bullet Club, or they have been for a while. But man, those guys are so great at what they do.
Yeah,
so entertaining on the mic as well. But what do you think? What do you think? Like maybe, like you think they might be going too far with this?
Like you said, they're elite. They're not Bullet Club. They definitely are elite. I mean, yes, were these members of Bullet Club? Yes, but they came in. The name of the company is all elite. That they help market the company, help start the company. They're elite. You know what I mean? Like, and it would be interesting to see other members of the Bullet Club come in and, duke it out or whatever. But I don't know. I think they're milking it a little too much. I think they need to be like either be your own entity or be elite. Do it. You want to be a heel version of the elite, call it something different. But Bullet Club.
Although the real heel move would be to do exactly what we don't want them to do, which is call them the Bullet Club. It's like, you little marks, we're the Bullet Club.
We're the Bullet Club. We don't care what you say. Bullet Club.
Yeah, that would actually fit. That fits.
Yeah, it does. It does. But it'll be interesting to see what they do tomorrow night.
Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.